welcome back to another videos. In this video we are going to discuss about the TLOC extension. So currently if I go to the data center one and if I try to communicate with my headquarters LAN, I should currently see that it is going via the business internet and the MPLS. There is one and this is only two paths. So if I go back to my DC first, let's go to the monitoring, networks, go to data center one, go to troubleshooting and stimulate the flows. Let's go to VPN 10 and I will say that 10.10.104.10 which is my headquarters LAN IP address router, and if I stimulate you see that I am only seeing MPLS or the business internets. Now we do have an option to extend the TLOC. How we can do it? So instead of having one path, we can say to the device that you can have another path. So indirectly you're saying, so one is connected to business internet and one is connected to the MPLS, but indirectly using any one of the interface over here which are directly connected, you will make this one as the MPLS for the device one and make one more interface as the business internet for the device 2. So in this way what happens is like we will see more than two paths. So we will see more than two paths because now they are hosting MPLS color as well as the business, both of them. So how it will work? So let me draw a diagram. So this one is device 1, device 2. This one is gig 0/1. This one is gig 0/2. This will be connected on another side gig 0/2. And this one will be connected on another side gig 0/1. So interchangeably I have connected it. Now the reason for that one is that your gig 0/0 is now connecting to the business internet. This one is connecting to the MPLS. This interface is locally connected directly to the device 2, right? Interface gig 0/1. So I will make this one as a tunnel, but I will not make this one as a tunnel. So it will be only half a tunnel. Next over here, I will make a tunnel to this side until here, but there is no tunnel on this particular gig 0/2. So basically gig 0/1 will be having a tunnel and will be having a color on both the device. And gig 0/2 will not be tunnel, but this interface we will say that you are an extension for your TLOC. If it is device 1, then it will be business internet. If it is a device 2, then it will be MPLS. But in both the cases, the interfaces are same gig 0/0. So we will say to gig 0/2 saying that you will be the extended version for your main TLOC, that is gig 0/0. So currently we are seeing only two paths over here. We should see more than two paths once the TLOC extension has been configured. So basically all the device will be propagating two colors. Alright, so that's what I'm going to configure. So first thing what I will do is that I will utilize the configure the gig 0/1 and gig 0/2, and I will use the interfaces like subnets between gig 0/1 and 2 connected. One will be 100.100.100.0/24. Another one will be 100.101.101.0/24. Now coming to the configuration, device 1 gig 0/1 will be a tunnel interface, will be a color of MPLS, and the IP address will be 100.100.1/24. Coming to the device 2, the gig 0/2, sorry, gig 0/1, it will not be a tunnel interface, or sorry, it will be also a tunnel interface because it is connected interchangeably, and the color will be business internet, and the IP address will be 100.101.101.2/24. Similarly, gig 0/2, it will not be a tunnel, but the IP address will be 100.101.101.1/24, and here gig 0/2 will not be a tunnel and the IP address will be 100.100.101.1 100.2/24. So it's like interchangeable. Alright, it's just like interchangeable. Alright, the other thing I need to do is that whenever the interface is down, the traffic is coming on from the LAN. So it will look for the main TLOC, which will be down, then it will be forwarded to gig 0/1. But we need to make sure that we do have a default gateway towards this next hop. So on the device one, the next hop default gateway will be 100.100.100.2. Similarly, again, when the LAN comes in, if the main TLOC is down, it will be forwarded to gig 0/1 and it should have a default gateway, and the device 2 will have 100.101.101.1. Okay, 101.1. So that should be our configuration. So gig 0/1 should be both the time, both the side it will be a tunnel, and respectively it should be interchange MPLS and business color, and the IP address should also be a little bit different. So let's go ahead and add the gig 0/1 interface first, one by one. So let me go to the configuration template, and let's go to the headquarters one. Click on edit. I will utilize the one which is already been created. So click on WAN interface, select gig 0/1, click on update. So now it should ask me for the IP address and the color. So what was the gig 0/1, which was 100.100.1. So 100.100.100.1/24. This one will be MPLS. Click on update, next, and configure. Let's go to the other template. That should be our device 2. And over here we will add one more interface, that is gig 0/1. Click on update, because that's already been tunneled and it is connected to the device specific color. So on the device 2, the gig 0/1 should be 100.101.101.2, and this should be business internet. So click on update, click on next, configure, and that's it. So once that is been configured, let's go ahead and configure our gig 0/2 interface also. That is gig, go to template, and I will copy this one because we have to do one extra settings in here. So I will say that is TLOC for TLOC extension. Click on copy. Let's go to the device one first. Click on edit and go to VPN 0. Within a VPN 0, we will add gig 0/2 TLOC. Click on update. And gig 0/2 is connecting on the device one, that is 100.101.101.1. That should be 100.101.101.1/24. Click on update, next, and configure it. Let's go to the device 2 now. On the device 2, gig 0/2 is connected to the subnet 100.100.100.2. So let me add that interface. Not this one, that should be gig 0/2 TLOC. And click on edit. That should be 100.100.100.2/24. Click on update, click on next, and configure. And there is also one more requirement, that we should have a default gateway, one more default gateway towards the respective tunnels. So let me go to the configuration templates. Let's go to the feature templates, VPN 0, and we already have a separate template for headquarters. Click on edit, click on IPv4 routes, and I will edit the existing. There is only one hop, so let's click on one more hop, and this one should be for VH TLOC next hop. So it will be easy to understand. Click on save changes, click on update. It should ask us for default gateway for both of them. So these are the different devices. Let's not worry about it for now. This one will be, tunneling will be done for 100. So that means 100.100.2. Just look for the tunnel IP address. The default gateway should be on the same subnet. Let's go to the device 2, and here the tunnel IP address is 100.100.1 slash, that should be 100.101.101.1. because that's a tunneling one. So click on update. And these are different devices. Let me put on something else over here just for it. Click on update, configure, that's all good, and let it push the configuration now. So once this configuration is being pushed, so we should have a two default gateways respectively like before our original topology. Everyone used to have two colors, we do have two colors, and two default gateways, we do have two default gateways. And after that, main thing is that we need to just enable the TLOC extension. We have to say to gig 0/2 that you are going to extend the TLOC for the gig 0/0. That's the only thing we have to say. Now everything is all good. Let's go to the CLI. So if I go to the headquarters one and if I say that show that one, I should have the gig 0/0, which is normal, doing the NAT, which is connected to the business internet. That's correct. And if I come back to the gig 0/1, which is the color MPLS, and gig 0/2, that is the IP address, and this is the default gateway. Alright, so let's go ahead and extend the TLOC now. So still if I go back to the monitor network alarms, go to the data center 1 and scroll down to troubleshooting, stimulate flows, that should be 1.10.10.104.10, and you see that it already started to give you three colors now. So 100.0.0.114 is already advertising two of the colors, business internet and the MPLS, but the in business internet the actual one is only advertising one for now. So that means it's the configuration is all good, but the only issue is that we just have to say the interfaces now. So whenever the traffic is coming in, this is down, then it should be forwarded to the gig 0/2 because we are saying to this interface that you're going to extend the TLOC for this particular color. So send it to this one over here, and the traffic should be forwarded in this way. And it should be exiting out via the MPLS. Similarly, if the MPLS is down, then it will be forwarded towards the device one, that is business internet. The only settings you have to do for that one is that let's go to the template, feature template, and gig 0/2. And the thing is that both of them are extending gig 0/0 interface, so it's a common. So let's go ahead and edit. So let me click on edit, gig 0/2 interface. Let's go to the advanced. Once you go to the advanced, you will have a TLOC extension option. Click on go global and say gig 0/0. You are extending that one. And click on next and configure and configure. That's it. Once that is been done, so we should be able to verify on the CLI because gig 0/2 currently doesn't say that it is extending the TLOC. Once the configuration is being pushed, we should see the CLI also. Now you see that TLOC extension gig 0/0. So if I go back to the that one, PN0, and now it should also say that TLOC extension gig 0/0. Alright, so we already know from the monitoring that it's already been extended because we already assigned the color means it will already assign advertise to the OMP, so that's why they have already got the path. So if you do this troubleshooting, stimulate the flows, go to the restriction, if I say the 10.10.104.10, and I should be able to see the three paths now. So that's how we have extended our TLOC. I hope this was informative for you, and thank you.